Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So this video we're going to be talking about DungeonBorne versus Dark and Darker and the differences between the two. I've been talking a lot of mess about DungeonBorne the past few weeks, and then it occurred to me, maybe I should actually give it a shot and give it like an unbiased opinion, just going in and seeing how it actually is. And I tried it out, and it's actually not as bad as I thought it was. There's definitely a lot of things I don't like in DungeonBorne that I prefer in Dark and Darker, but there's also a lot of things that I wish Dark and Darker would implement in DungeonBorne. And that kind of highlighted a lot of the issues that I'm having with Dark and Darker in the first place. There's a lot of things that's kind of like, it's making me hesitant to hop on and play. It could be that I'm like having a burnout because I've been playing 5 to 6 hours a day for the entire wipe. I got probably over 500 hours just in this wipe alone. But it's just a lot of things that kind of make the game a little bit unenjoyable in Dark and Darker, and I love this game so much. You guys already know. But yeah, we're gonna get into the video. We're gonna go into the differences, probably the pros and cons of both games, and just my opinion on it. So hope you guys enjoy the video. Alright, so first off, we're gonna talk about the pros and cons of Dark and Darker. So I think the most obvious pro for Dark and Darker that everybody loves is the Voip interaction in game. Like, the RP in Dark and Darker is unmatched. Hey, do you want some of this, dude? You want some of this?
Hello?
I killed 4 people. You want some of this, too? You want some of this?
Oh, dude. Whoa, chill.
Put it away. Put it away. All right, take off your pants, dude. Take off your pants.
I'm taking off the pants.
Yeah, take off. Bow down to me. They call me Darbresius. Bow down to me right now. This is your final warning. Bow down. Bow down.
I've seen the kill feed.
All right. All right, you're good. You're dismissed. You're dismissed. You're not gonna take me alive! Please? Please? No, wait! No, hold on. Let's talk, bro. Relax. Tell your wizard to relax. Let's talk about this, bro. I'm in a bad position. No, wait.
Listen.
Okay, I'm listening.
You're good with us.
I'm good? Are you gonna protect me?
Yeah. Oh.
Whoa! Wait, who's that guy? Hey, I got you guys. Hold on. You know what I'm gonna do, Josh? No! This is what we're gonna do. You killed my friends!
Get him!
You raggedy bitch, come back here.
He's dead.
No way, I got him? We're better, let's go! Ugh. So as you see there, the Voip is just, this shit's hilarious, bro. It's the best thing about this game. But another pro that a lot of people don't really talk about is how much the devs love this game. Like, you can tell, they're going on a bunch of different streams and stuff, talking about the game, updates, trying to be as transparent as they can. I know they were on Jay Griffey's stream, they were on Soma's stream, One Peg stream. And they really care about this game, and they want it to work, and they're very responsive to criticisms and stuff like that. I remember there was the whole debacle with the free-to-play and them getting upset because it's, in their opinion, it wasn't a free-to-play game, it was like a trial. And they fixed that right away. Like, within 48 hours, they came up with an idea. They said, you know what, we're just gonna give the entire normals to them for free. They can bring in whatever gear they want, and they changed the whole system just to please their consumers, the people, because they love this game. And they're gamers themselves, man, and I'm sure they just want to have a complete game that that they can be proud of. But yeah, that's the second pro that I would say about this game. The last pro that I'm going to say about Dark and Darker would probably be how intense some of these fights get, man. Like, nothing is more enjoyable than getting in a sweaty ass fight. You guys are both juiced, and they catch you off guard and you barely win the fight, and you're just like, holy shit, this really just happened. Players behind us, it's the team. Rubber run. Come to me. He's dead. I'm hurting him. He's one. Let's go. Go back to the room. Use the
I'm
bar
down.
stuff. Oh my god. Oh. Alright, now that we talked about the pros of Dark and Darker, which I'm sure there's so much more that we could say, but those are kind of like the main three that like I love about this game. We gotta talk about the cons now. And the cons in this game, primarily, number one would be the balancing. The balancing never seems to be like tuned correctly. Like what they'll do is they'll like when they released Druid was extremely overpowered, and then they just nerfed him into the ground to the point where like he's almost not viable anymore. And that, you know, the opposite happened to Warlock. Warlock started pretty weak, and then he got ridiculously strong, and then they are starting to like tune him out. Just the way they're trying to balance is like they kind of like go too far. They buff him too much, and then it's meta and it's too strong. Then everyone complains about it, and so they nerf that class to the ground, and it's just flip flops. It's really difficult to play a game when the meta changes like every 2 weeks. When there's a hotfix, something else changes. It completely tips the whole scale of the game, and it just the whole time the game is super unbalanced, and so everyone's only playing to metas, to what's the strongest, and it kind of like leaves out, you know, creativity in making your own builds and doing stuff that's actually viable, because like, you know, they'll over buff a certain class and it'll just make them too strong to where you have to play that class or you're getting cooked. And it's just kind of lame. But it's been a huge issue, me trying to play this game, when like, you know, clerics are running around stronger than barbarians. They win melee combat, which doesn't really make sense. You got fighters now are incredibly strong because weapon mastery no longer has a penalty on range, so now they're like a better version of a ranger. That doesn't really make sense to me. There's just a whole lot of stuff that's kind of weird. But you know, that's one of the main cons for me. It's kind of hard to even play this game because the meta just keeps shifting, and it's very difficult to play the game and enjoy it when, you know, it changes day after day. Yeah, but number two con, this actually probably should be number one, and I'm sure you guys saw it coming, but the fucking rogues, bro. I hate rogues too much that I can't fucking kill that guy. Oh! Oh! A fucking rogue! Oh! Oh! Oh my god! Oh! Oh, I'm gonna rage. Oh, I'm gonna rage. Guys, I'm gonna rage. Guys. So I know you may think, oh, okay, well, that's just a part of the balancing issue. Yes, I agree. It is a balancing issue, but particular rogues are just absolutely ridiculous in this game. Makes it unenjoyable. You know, the land mining is insane. You can't even play a Goblin Cave solo. This is primarily a solo problem. Like, duos and trios is doable. I think rogue plays fine. But solos is just unbearable, bro. You go into Goblin Caves, more than half the lobby is rogues. You're going to get landmined, you're just going to die, and there's nothing you can really do about it, you know, for most classes, unless you're like a barbarian. And you may think, okay, well, didn't they just nerf rogue? Can't they no longer be full invis while they're moving and hide? Like, this is true, they don't, but you also have to understand that they have, like, the highest DPS in the game. They have ambush, they have dagger mastery, they have cutthroat, they have all this stuff to have a ridiculous amount of armor pen. They do a high amount of damage, and they have the highest action speed. And not only that, they move the quickest, so they can get 3 good shanks in. You're one shot. If they know you're gonna turn on them, then they just run away and then they come back. So it's just like, I think the rogues, I think hide was, I understand they were trying to fix that issue, but I don't think that solves the problem because they just do too much damage. They have the highest DPS in the game by far and the highest action speed. So it's like, I would rather have them be able to hide and like reduce their damage significantly. Ambush needs to be nerfed. Dagger mastery, probably fine, maybe a slight nerf. Cutthroat needs to be nerfed. They shouldn't be able to have so much armor pen. It's insane. Because then it's like, what's the point of wearing armor when they'll like cook you straight through your armor? I don't know. That's just me rambling. I hate rogues. Everybody knows it. It ruins the game. Like, I'll hop on and be like, we're gonna have a good day. I'll kill 4 juicy people in the lobby, and then I just die to get landmine to a rogue, get 3 shot. And I'm just like, this feels terrible, bro. There's no counterplay for the most part. But yeah, that's just my rant on rogue. Rogues are like a huge reason why I'm not playing as much as I would be, to be honest. I mean, everyone knows they're an issue. They've been an issue in the past, but even now, it just feels worse than when they were going crazy on ruins. It just feels so much worse for some reason. I'm not sure why. But yeah, that's the second con I'd say. That's really kind of hindering Dark and Darker in my opinion. I know a lot of people agree with me as well. Some may disagree, and that's okay. This is just my opinion. And for my third and final con, I would probably say the lack of content is really kind of demotivating. You know, I know they've released Wyvern and Ice Abyss, but for the most part, Wyvern wasn't even accessible until recently because you need 4 people. And Ice Abyss is cool, I enjoy it. But other than that, in the Druid release, there hasn't really been anything going on. Especially the last 2 weeks, there hasn't really been any hotfixes besides balancing changes, which haven't really solved anything. So that's pretty much it for the cons. You know, I just wish there was more content in the game. That could just be my issue because I've been playing too much. You know, if you play significant amount of hours every day, of course you're going to get to the point where you've done everything, you've mastered everything. Not saying I'm like that good, but you know, that's just my opinion on that. But yeah, I love Dark and Darker, but those are kind of the issues, and those are the pros and cons for it. But next, let's move over to Dungeonborne, since I have recently been playing it. And let me go over the pros and cons of this game. Alright, so now that we're over here at Dungeonborne, let's talk about the first thing that I noticed. We're going to talk about the pros first before we get into the cons. The first thing I noticed that I was like, okay, this is actually kind of cool, was the classes, bro. Like, look at these classes. We have Death Knight, we got Cryomancer, Swordmaster, which is like a duelist conjurer. You can conjure swords. Like, that's fucking sick. Of course, they got the Druid, just like Dark and Darker. You know, they got, this is kind of like a wizard. Rogue, priest, fighter, you know, the typical. But these two really, I was like, this is really interesting. Like, really cool undead classes. That's the first thing that, you know, shut out to me. I'm like, this is really cool. Another thing, another pro here that's really interesting about this game, the market system is kind of different. I'm not sure if you know, but, you know, say you want to list an item on the market, right? You list the item on the market, it re-rolls the stats, and it randomizes it and posts it. And so say you want to go and buy an item, you can buy any item in the game, any rarity, and when you're just buying it in the buyout trade here, not the auction, when you just buy it out, it rolls a random roll on your gear. And then you might get lucky, you might not, and if you're not, then you can resell it on the market. And I think that's a cool system. It's interesting, and it, you know, I believe it stops RMT trading as well. And you can get lucky with good rolls on it and stuff like that. But, you know, there's also auction trades where you can sell it as is with the stats on it, like the really good ones that have, you know, actual stats in like actually like set stats, set bonuses for equipment, which is like the next thing I think is really cool. Like this one, Tangling Chain after staying within 4 meters of enemy player for 3 seconds, dealing unblocked direct damage, grants a 100-point shield. Like there's a bunch of, you know, set bonuses for all these pieces, and I think this is super cool. It kind of reminds me of Diablo. Like that's awesome. I love that about this game. Another thing, they have a dismantle system, which is also kind of like Diablo, where you dismantle your gear, and then you can get materials up here, and then with these materials, you go to your alchemist, you go to your heirloom guy, and then over here, you can upgrade your heirloom, which is pretty much like a squire gear, and then once you upgrade your heirloom to a certain point, you can add set bonuses here, or stat bonuses, and then you can spend even more of the, you know, disassembled equipment shards, and you can upgrade it and pretty much choose whatever you want. Like, there's a lot of customization and damage in like different things you could build onto your character in weapons and stuff like that. It's really cool. This is like super unique. You know, but the thing that helps balance it too is you can only bring one weapon, one piece of armor, and then one ring or necklace, one like piece of jewelry. And I'm like, okay, that's kind of cool. That balances it out. And so it actually gives you something to work towards in the game. You get equipment, you disassemble it, and it's pretty sick. But those are some of the pros. Like, it's not like you guys think it is, right? I was talking a lot of crap about Dungeonborne before I even played it, because I'm just like, oh, it's just a ripoff of Dark and Darker. This is ridiculous. And then I actually played it, and it's a lot different. Like, the play style is a lot different. The PvE is goofy. We'll get into that later, but the PvP in this game is actually really solid. Every single class is really strong in their own way. I don't think there's really one class that's too powerful at the moment. I know Death Knight just got a buff that kind of made him a little bit stronger, but I feel like every class in this game is relatively balanced, which is kind of like not the same with Dark and Darker. Dark and Darker, there's clear, you know, classes that are way strong and some that are kind of just dog shit at the moment. But, you know, so the PvP in this game is a lot, you know, really enjoyable because of that. But yeah, that leads me into my next point. We're going to show you some of the PvE, and it looks absolutely terrible. These are going to be the cons here. So yeah, some of the mobs in PvE they have in this game are pretty cool. They got, you know, knights, they got bats, they got wendigos, grim reapers, all kinds of cool stuff. They got ghosts. You know, the ideas for the actual mobs themselves are really cool, but the way they are implemented in this game, like all the mobs feel super clunky. The way they move, very robotic. The move sets of all the mini bosses and main bosses are pretty easy compared to Dark and Darker, which is kind of like weird. Like we did the hardest boss in the game, like first try without dying. I think that was kind of interesting. But you know, everything seems really robotic and unfinished. And you know, we got to give them the benefit of the doubt. The game just dropped. Obviously, it's going to get better with time, hopefully. But it's a little difficult to play. It's hard to get used to, and it turns a lot of people off when you first see the game, and everything's like robotic and clunky, and the move sets of some of the mobs, like the zombies, is kind of cooked. And you look at the little goblins, and I mean, just the asset they chose for goblins, I don't know why they chose it. In my opinion, it's just not a good choice. Looks terrible. But this isn't me hating on DungeonBorne and any of the devs. I hope they don't think that. This is just my opinion on, you know, the game. It just looks pretty unpolished. But you know, that's just what happens when they create a new game and it drops. You know, these things take time to develop and become a more complete game. But one thing I can say that is good about this game, the PvP is a lot of fun.
I'm hurt.
I'm slowed. I can't even get to you. Here, I'm gonna stun one. All right, he's good. He's good. Get the other guy. Get the other guy. Shut him in. Shut him in. Shut him in. It's just this guy right here. Get ready. Get ready. Let's go. I gotta back up and heal. Oh my god, that was clutch.
I'm getting big fireball.
We got a mummy behind you, Josh.
Yeah, I'll deal with the
All right, I'm hitting a bandy real quick. Or no, I'm not. I'm hitting a pot. Yeah. All right, I'm going in. I'm invis. I'm invis.
Yeah.
Oh, I got slowed. Oh.
Oh, there's a priest. I'm focusing priest.
All right, I'm invis.
I'm wailing on him. He's gone. One guy left.
Killed him.
Backstab his ass. Very nice.
Oh my
Like,
god.
one team left.
That play was beautiful, boys.
They're catching.
Yep, I petrified one. I'm running. Oh. He's still stuck.
Yeah, I'm gonna fireball it.
I gotta heal.
Fireball. 200 on all of them.
Coming up behind him here.
Oh, good. Beautiful spin.
Nice. Another. There's two teams. I think, or not. Oh.
They're the same guys.
Backstab. He's dead. I'm pulling out. There's one more. Backstab. And he's dead. Let's go. Alright, so that's how you play Rogue.
Take your heals.
That is how you play Rogue, for sure.
So that sums up the video of Dark and Darker versus DungeonBorne. They each have their weaknesses and strengths. Certain things I like in each game. I'm a little bit biased towards Dark and Darker just because I love that game so much and played it a lot more. But don't sleep on DungeonBorne. PvP is a lot of fun if you can get past the clunkiness. In the description, there's a Discord if you want to join. We be playing both Dark and Darker and DungeonBorne, mostly Dark and Darker. And everyone's welcome. And hope you guys like the video.